Oh man, here we are. Another episode of the jankityasspodcast. Number 66. We're only 600 away from 666 episodes. Let's see. I don't actually have any beer this time. I actually ran out of unique ones. Oddly enough, if you can believe that. But I do have some more coming in. Hopefully... Shit, not by next week. But by the next time Tom and I actually jump on here, so... We'll see. Meanwhile, I'll just stick with my supplements for now. And, let's see, what else? Well, I'm a little pressed for time, so we're just going to go ahead and get into it. Me and Tom again, continuing on, chugging along. And I got some articles for you this week, too, as well. Again, as always, trying to make that a regular thing. I know I missed it at least once a while back, but whatever. So, keep watching, and I'll be back with you in a second here. Oh shit, what was I gonna say? Damn it, it's gone. Whatever.
Oh well.
Oh yeah, and also speaking of money, I literally just realized that putting my so you know, like my my normal job's starting to come back quite a bit now, but
That's
my
good.
As far as the Uber thing, since I have to take out my own taxes. Like, I literally just realized I should have been just, like, sticking all that in an ETF instead of just having it sit in my savings account.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because, well, the one that I use, or one of the big ones that I'm, like, starting to build up pays out monthly.
Oh, nice.
So...
Do you reinvest what you make, or do you do annual compounding? Or do you just like
I do it
because...
I do it manually.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have anything set up, but
that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, most places don't let you do an automatic thing. Like some couple do, but they'll charge you a fee for it because charging fees. But if you take any earnings you have on a ETF or any kind of dividend paying item, this generally applies to those indexes or ETF or an ETF. It just increases your monthly gain, and it's the principle of money makes money. So, exactly.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, I would still obviously have to pull some cash back out once it's tax time, but by then it's already kind of done its job.
And at that point you've made more by letting it do that. Exactly. And because it's an ETF, there's no penalty for pulling it out at any time, generally speaking, right? Unless you have a fixed limit. Like some places will penalize you. It would just be early.
Well, it's not even like a withdrawal, really. It's just selling part of my share.
Well, there you go.
Back. So yeah.
Exactly. And so like at that point, you would still probably, even if you like, if you had to like say, and you have an investment of 20 that you recompound and reinvest, and you give back, you get 100 and you have to pay 30 in taxes, you're still up. Even with that tax payout, you're still increasing your gains, you're still building your thing. So yeah, totally. All right, so did you switch to doing that recently?
No, I literally just thought of this like 3 hours ago. Yeah.
Oh.
It's like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
But
oh shit.
So I'll probably still like put some of it just into savings just so I have something like stable.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and as like a rainy day, like I need some shit now.
Yeah, but
because I can't imagine those withdrawals like hit your bank account like immediately.
No, it's like a week.
Yeah, there you go.
I think at least from a stash.
Yeah.
And from what was the other one I used? TD. For
TD. Yeah.
Which I haven't really bothered looking at much because like everything I have in there is still just waiting to go back to what I bought it at.
Yeah. Traditional
Story
stocks.
life.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I bought on a high. But like, oh boy, it's just gonna keep going up, and it's like, nah, you bought it the worst time, my friend. And I'm like, motherfucker.
I don't know, because like I've been using one of the sources that I normally use for like projections and stuff is CNN, but they always seem to be more positive than like Yahoo or some of the other ones. So
yeah,
not entirely sure. But
I like to think that depending on the news network, if they say something's doing good, you've got about one news cycle left before it goes the other direction, and it's too late. So it's more like, oh, if you're lucky, you can hit the train on this, but train's about to leave.
yeah, well,
Even though the message they sell is, look at this train, it just came in the track, it's going to the moon. And the conductor of the train is like, lady, we left like 10 minutes ago. You might hit the last car because it's how long it is, but yeah, we're gone.
like we're actually off the tracks right now.
Yeah, why are your camera's literally pointed to us? We've been gone for a while.
Yeah.
Nope. Still get tickets.
But
Still get tickets to Economic Freedom Land.
Yeah. But yeah, beyond that, we as far as my normal job, we finally had our first show here in in Hollywood.
Nice.
This last week here.
Who's playing?
That was the Arm & Hammer
Oh, nice.
show I was telling you about. Which I think you might have been thinking of Armin van Buuren, maybe.
I was thinking of Armin van Buuren when we talked about it.
Because it definitely wasn't like an older dude.
Mm-hmm.
But
then again, I like some of those EDM guys who've been in the business for like 30 years now, like don't look a day over 30 or maybe even 40, even though they're 50 or 60. And I'm like, that's called you mix your drug cocktail right, and you pay a ton of money for like good health. I don't know. You buy your health, Juvenile treatments,
or not even. Probably just not stressing out over.
Oh yeah,
stupid
or
shit.
like, and like some of those people like they live like they don't go crazy on the whole drug train, right? They just are like, cool, yeah, I'll drink some drinks, I'll maybe get a little high once in a while, but I'm a grillionaire. I don't need to fuck this up. I got everything I could possibly want.
Well, ideally, but
Ideally.
you know, for the most part, it was okay, but there were definitely growing pains.
Yeah.
Especially since I normally work the VIP area.
Oh yeah.
And like, well, we had some new people. Some of the salespeople were new, and yeah, it kind of turned into a mess.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But the one thing, it kind of worked to our advantage since it's a rave. Since most people just go downstairs into the main area anyway, so we didn't have to really deal with a whole lot. But
that's good. Plus, like everyone's just generally pretty fucked up anyway, so it's like they're not going to remember the bad shit. They're just going to remember the good shit.
Well, it wasn't so much that. It was more like, you know, people were...
Or is it more like a hassle just organizing a giant crowd of drunk people, like kind of a thing?
Well, because we have tables up there.
Oh.
Yeah. And then there's also a section that's normally reserved for like the tour and the artist and their guest.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, on bottle service nights, instead of selling per head, they sell like a table as a unit for up to 8 people.
Mm-hmm.
But, well, what I didn't realize until it was kind of too late was that nobody really understood or remembered that everybody has to have like their own credentials, even if they are part of somebody else's table who shows up later. So that was a mess. And then somebody sold one to like the tour as well, but didn't bother making sure they had the right shit.
Ooh. Not
Which
good.
I mean, you would think like, hey, this person has all access. Of course, they're good to go
Yeah.
into the table. But A, that's not the case. B, you just invalidated my job, like completely.
They took our jobs.
So yeah, and yeah, towards the end of the show, I got switched over to where the like kind of the artist section is over there, and I just basically had to be like, all right, well, I'm just gonna make sure nobody starts, swinging fists. Pretty much, that's what. So we're getting there.
Kind of actually how my job feels when my job is parenting. As long as they're not choking each other out, I think it's a good day. It's a good day.
And we also had a little comic book convention earlier last week too. So I'll have a nice chunk of change coming.
Nice.
And not a nerd one either. It was a collector's.
Oh, interesting. Well, what do you feel like? What's the difference? Like, is it just that they're there to buy?
Oh yeah, we're talking people with like thick wads of cash. They aren't looking. They aren't there to like fangirl over shit. They're there to find like the rare stuff that's worth money. And they had a I don't know, one thing that kind of threw me. I was working the overnights for that, and I was expecting just like an empty building, but apparently they did like a 48-hour continuous live stream auction.
Oh damn!
Type of thing. So I had to sit and deal with that basically. But yeah, there was a lot of stuff that was going for like anywhere between like $800 to $1,000 for like an issue.
Anything you recognize?
It was like all Marvel, DC comics.
All right. Yeah, I meant something specific, but I get you.
Some that I even have digitally, which
nice.
obviously doesn't count
Turn
in that
into
case.
NFTs.
Yeah, right. I mean, I get it, in a way, it kind of is like an NFT, but continuous and doesn't go up in value.
It's
So
like
who
that
cares?
gravity. It's like that gravity. What is it? Gravity Falls meme where he's like, "Wow," and he looks at the paper and he's like, "This is worthless."
I don't know that one.
It's a pretty good one. I'll just send it to you.
Did you ever see that that video from when Tom Holland accidentally revealed the Endgame or Infinity War thing?
I think I remember hearing it, but I never saw the actual video. But I remember when he did it, because the entire internet was like Tom.
Yeah, no, there's one where he set up his phone. He's like, yeah, I just got this box from Mark Ruffalo, kind of like early sending him some like info or whatever, and so he, what was it? So yeah, the camera's facing him, opens the box, and he picks up the like the Avengers poster, like, whoa, this is awesome, check this out. Puts it down and then picks up a letter that he's reading, like, hey, this is Mark, just wanted to show you this early. But then on the back, facing the camera, there's a thing that says, do not show to anyone.
Oh my God.
Flips it over, oh fuck. Alright guys, welcome back to Just Me. Yes, I am recording. Perfect. Gotta make sure every time. Yeah, like I said earlier. Oh, I'm about to sneeze. Woo! Keep it in. I'm telling myself. Anyhow, I got some articles coming up. No, that wasn't what I was going to say. I got no beer with me this time, but I will later. Gotta go get some. I got another shipment coming in, but actually, I wonder. Let's see if there's anything cool. That oh, never mind. I got away from my goddamn. Somebody tried to my bank card, my ATM card got scanned at a gas station the other day, so I'd kill it. So I should hopefully get a new one today sometime. But I still have stuff to take care of before then, including paying off my cleaner, who only takes cash, so that's gonna be fun. I gotta run to the bank after this. And yeah, I was just getting a quick pump in before this, but no matter. Let's go ahead and get into these articles. Let's see what we got. First up, a little more old news. Marilyn Manson claims he's a victim of a conspiracy, wants charges against him dismissed. Now, this is interesting because I know before this, I guess he turned himself, or he decided to turn himself in. I wonder if that was for God damn it, I don't know why I'm tired. I don't really talk this much. That's probably why. The fuck was I saying? Yeah, he turned himself in to some state. I don't remember exactly where, but I think it must have been for like a different set of charges, I guess, or maybe it's for the same set of charges. I don't know, but that's why I put the links to the articles, and we just go off of headlines here. So make what you will, or go to the link in the description here and check it out for yourself. I don't know why I jumped there. Let's see what we got next. Skull is about the first Predator coming to Earth. Filming is almost complete. Now, they obviously did a pretty good job of keeping this movie secret because I didn't even know about it until I saw this article. So, and I'm hoping that this movie is better than the last Predator movie that they came out with, which was okay, but yeah, it didn't have its moments, I guess I should say. And I wasn't really a big fan of the final boss. Predator is just a giant naked dude with no weapons or anything like that. But so yeah, this looks like it'll be exciting. Oh, and it's Disney too, so well, hopefully it'll be good. God damn. Let's see. Believing it will rival the 1987 original. Okay, we're going to hold you to that. Next up, speaking of Disney, Disney confirmed over 50 actors returning to provide voices for Marvel's What If, which, yeah, should actually be tomorrow. It's premiering, so I'm going to see that. And 50 actors meaning, I'm guessing including a lot of the main actors. Be interesting to see if they have Scarlett Johansson in there, especially after all the recent shit that she's been going through with Disney. But I mean, maybe I guess everybody did still get paid for this, especially since it's exclusively streaming. So it should be part of the contract. That at least should be worked out. And for those of you who don't know what the What If series is, well, it's in the title. It's basically, what if this happened instead of what actually happened. So, like, I know the first two episodes are like the first one is the Peggy Carter as Captain America instead of Steve, of course, for whatever reason. I know that's in the comics as well. It's like an alternate universe type of thing. Then the second one is if T'Challa became Star-Lord instead of the Black Panther for whatever reason. I'm sure there's going to be more there. And each of these stories is only like a single episode. And I know they are making the Marvel Zombies as well, so that'll be interesting. And then there's going to be other ones, which who knows what those are. But yeah, so anyways, it's going to be original voices and it's going to be legit. And speaking of legit, oh, okay, not a movie thing. But next up, Grazing goats and sheep help uncover historic head zones in Ireland. That is a mouthful. Kind of like the mouthful of grass that the sheep got. Cleaning up some stuff. Let's see. 18th century graveyard. Revealing long hidden burial markers. That's assuming we even know who's there. Probably not, but that was just a fun little interesting thing. I mean, you're talking about, this is Europe you're talking about, with like a very, very long, solid history of, people and culture. So there's going to be a lot there. It's the same with the, I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, check it out. Maybe they got some names in there. Maybe there's someone you're related to. Who knows? Long lost, distant relatives. Let's go ahead and finish up. Speaking of Disney again, kind of. After Chris Evans' viral tweet, Christian Slater is now joining the Star Wars universe for Disney+. I have no idea who he's going to play, especially given the fact that there's actually a lot of Disney series that have been planned, but they haven't come out with anything yet. I know they came out with just a list almost as big as the list of Marvel projects that are coming out. But you know what? I think it's my nose is a little stuffy too. I don't think that's helping me right now. But let's see. Yeah, so he's gonna be in there. So we got at least another A-list actor. God damn it! I hate when like my voice gets tired and all stuffy. I can't really think. Now my throat's being weird. Anywho, so there's hundreds of possibilities as to who he could play. I'm sure it'll be something interesting. But, well, I'm losing my interest. So, for now, that's all the articles I got for you. Let's go ahead and get back into, me and Tom over, I don't even know what we're talking about next here. I'll figure that out when I'm done editing. So, anyways, here we go. Back to me and Tom. Stay tuned for the end. I got my plugs. Well, I got my end slate of plugs. Well, you know what? Here. If you're watching, go to the corner, like and subscribe. Multi-Murdy Media. You will get this playlist. You will get the jankityasspodcast. That's the playlist. Gutsy Ass Gamer. It's video games and Twitch. And Poncho's Paint Booth, where I do my... Poncho's Paint Booth is my modeling hobbies and painting, which I got a couple videos coming up now. I just finished a commission for a friend of mine. I got some more coming up, but up next is going to be the Black Legion Venom Crawler. Should be in a couple days. And then after that, I'm going to finally release the Necron Scorpic Lord video that I did a while ago. And yeah, I'm finally getting kind of things back on track there. And if you want to listen, if you're listening to us instead, obviously look up Jankity Ass Podcast everywhere you get podcasts, and also look up Multi-Murdy Media on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and .com. You get updates and links for all the episodes and all that fun stuff. So stay tuned, keep watching. Here's me and Tom. Are you listening to this show and thinking, man, I'd like to start a podcast, but I don't even know where to start? Well, Buzzsprout has the answers for you. Buzzsprout is a podcast hosting service that provides a number of valuable resources to help you on your podcasting career path. For one, Buzzsprout offers indefinite hosting of all your episodes and allows you to host as much material as you want, depending on the type of subscription that you opt for. Buzzsprout also provides a means for getting your show hosted to every major podcasting platforms such as iTunes, Pandora, Spotify, you name it. In addition, Buzzsprout also provides various means to get your show monetized through various sponsorship and affiliate programs, links to other paid hosting platforms such as Patreon and YouTube, and your own personal newsroom to learn all the tips and tricks for optimizing your podcast for the greatest return on your investment. If you're hearing all this and you're still interested, you can go to my link below and receive an Amazon gift card for starting a podcast hosting subscription that you'll receive on the second billing period of your podcast journey. Everyone has something to share, and there's no time like the present. Join Buzzsprout today.
Well, I heard that, from my understanding, Tom Holland's the reason that they're even making a third Spider-Man movie. Like, apparently,
I hope so.
like, the story goes that, like, he got super drunk or something and called the Sony VP or whatever that they were working with and was like, you gotta make this movie, this and that, blah blah. And apparently it was convincing enough that the guy was like, all right, we'll go back to the table with Marvel, we'll try and do something, kid. And it's like, like that's the kind of like abuse of power that I want. Like, here's my other favorite abuse of power is Jeff Bezos' son was like, Dad, there's this show on the Sci-Fi Channel called The Expanse, and it's awesome. Can you please have like Prime or whatever movie thing is that you guys have, just take it over? And he was like,
make it
happen. Sure. And it did, and it became like a hugely popular thing on Amazon Prime.
I did finally finish the last season, which
so good.
I didn't realize that I only had like one episode left.
I know, it was okay. So you're all caught up then?
Yeah.
Okay. Cass dying pissed me off.
You know why that happened?
Because of the zero G stroke. Because it's always a risk when you're flying.
No, I mean, do you know why they did that?
I thought he died because of the book, because these are based off the books.
Well, I don't know anything about books, but I know.
I know it's a book series.
Well, he got himself canceled apparently.
Oh no! What'd he do?
No, just supposedly sexist remarks, aka you just said the wrong thing to the wrong people, I guess, or just wasn't very. I don't know.
I don't know if that. I mean, I
just
never
kind of being a little dickish, I guess. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I don't remember off the top of my head, but
I actually don't remember seeing anything about that. But then again, I'm not like trolling celebrity news all day, so like, who knows? That's strange. I thought it was because that's how he was written in the books. Because I know that these are all based off the books, and the people say the books are way better, even though the series is really good. So maybe.
Yeah, who reads books?
Nobody does. Nobody does anymore. I think it could be that maybe his character does die, but they killed him off fast and clean because of what he did, or maybe they're departing from the books a bit. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I know because he was. This wasn't something I like went and looked for. I just saw it from one of my other friends who watches the show. It was like, oh man, this sucks, but I get it. Type of deal, because he was supposed to be continuing, but then they decided, after this shit came out, when they were filming, I guess they decided, we have to cut him out after this season.
Then they gave him a nice sound off for cutting him out, because like normally you cut somebody and it's just like they kill him off air kind of a thing,
Just a different actor. I was hoping they would give him like a Blaze of Glory or something like that. I just like, oops, nosebleed.
Well, I know, right? Well, although to be fair to the show, that actually would be more appropriate because the show's kind of grim, like Baby Grimdark, where it's kind of brutal, but like it's like realistic, but it's not like super grimdark like we're used to. So someone dying like that checks out. And what they should have done is mentioned that someone can die like that 2 seasons ago, as opposed to 3 episodes before it happens. So then there could be that like multi-season callback, as opposed to, oh yeah, here's the gun in the first act. Just forget about it until we kill this guy. Thanks.
I don't know. I feel like they could have done better
I think so
than
too.
that, but although I wouldn't be surprised if it was like something they had to like just come back and redo real quick too.
Yeah, maybe that could have been it, and they could have been like, look, you're gone anyway. Here's a couple extra hundo. Just film this damn scene, and then you can go, and like we won't blacklist you further.
Yeah. No. Hopefully there'll be more later.
You know what I did learn actually is that actor, one of his big things is that he is the voice actor for the original Assassin's Creed. He plays the original assassin.
Huh.
Yeah, I did not know that. He's also in something else big, but like from a voice perspective.
I think that first one's the only one one of two that I never played.
You never played the first one? See, I actually really liked the first one.
I mean, that was also back in what, PS2 days?
Yeah,
I think.
I played on.
And they do.
I think I played on PC.
They do kind of cover what happens sort of throughout the the 2 saga. So
2, I think, was the best. I mean, obviously, everyone says Black Flag is the best, but 2 was the best insofar as it was like the perfection of what 1 had started, and it hadn't become this serial repeat game yet. And it was awesome right until they revealed the whole cosmic interplay thing, which I think they then quickly ignored. Do you remember this? So at the end of 2, because you're in the Italian Renaissance, right?
yeah, when he goes and kills the Pope.
And he kills the Pope, and it turns out that there's the Garden of Eden. It's actually like these star gods and that whole thing. And it's like, bro, what the fuck? Like, this doesn't make any sense. This seems like really rushed, and like I don't get it, and I have no reason to care.
Well, a lot of that does come in. That becomes more of a thing.
I'm sure they flesh it out better.
Oh yeah,
but
well, I mean, because I was saying the 2 saga because Assassin's Creed 2 is actually 3 games.
Right. There's
Yeah,
Revelations, and then Unity, right? Or no, Unity was the French one.
Yeah, Unity's later. Because it was
Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed 2 Revelations, and then the third one was something else.
Revelations was the third one, I think. Actually, because the second one was the one where
Was
you're
it Origins?
actually no, Origins is even later. No, because
that's right.
there
That's Greece. That's Greece. Yeah.
No, Origins
No, that's
is
Odyssey.
Egypt. Odyssey's
Oh,
Greece.
right.
Yeah,
Odyssey's
but
Greece.
no, because Assassin's Creed 2 was the one where you were just in Italy, and you eventually go and kill the Pope. The second one, maybe it was Revelations, but the second one is where you're almost exclusively in Rome, and you're fighting the Borgias, I think, who at that time are kind of like the extension of the Templars.
Yeah, and they know about you and they're hunting you down. That was the one that had the really sick trailer with the music by Woodkid. He's on the bridge and he jumps off the bridge, and then like he has the arrow. I remember this trailer coming out when I was like in high school or early college, and it was like the sickest video. That's when they started making really sick video game trailers where like you go like sick, dude, like like it was just like that era, and it was like super high graphics. And really cool
For the time.
but the video, even And cinematically, it was still cool. Like most cinematic graphics hold up, unless we're talking about StarCraft.
All right, I'm getting to it.
Stay on target.
Brotherhood was the second
That
one.
was it. Brotherhood
Yeah.
was the second one.
And then Revelations was the one where he goes to Constantinople and he's an old man.
Right. So Brotherhood is, yeah. Revelations is the one that had the sweet the sweet trailer. I remember that because it was him as an old man, and I didn't play Revelations, so I was like, wait, why is he old now?
But yeah, then 3 was the one where you're a Native American
Right.
in the U.S. That one was that was the only one that I couldn't sell back to GameStop because nobody wanted it. So,
Rough.
and I think that was also like right before PS4 came out, so definitely
Yeah.
nobody wanted it. Yeah,
And
Black
then-
Flag was really good.
I mean, people still go back and play that one. I know it's outdated, and I want to go get it next time it's on sale, which it almost always is.
I remember I was only ever able to take on like one of the super pirate ships that was in there because like there's like 4 like super powerful
Oh yeah.
pirate ships, and like one of them was actually 2 ships, so they literally just like come alongside you and fuck you up. And then I don't remember what the other 2 were, but then the only one that I was ever able to take out was like it was actually like a haunted ghost ship. So whenever you fight it there's like just a fog all over the place and you can't really see what's coming at you.
Jeffrey Rush is yelling at you.
Yeah, but it wasn't. But like the actual ship itself wasn't as strong because of that. So that was the only one I was able to take out. And I think one was actually like a just a gigantic Imperial galley that had like twice as many cannons that you could ever have.
That sounds like
Yeah.
because there was definitely like an arms race for like 100, 200 years way back when of like, okay, so we can build ships and we can put cannons on them, but like, what if we did that but again? And it was just like nuts craftsmanship, and you got these huge ships. I mean,
A ship on top of another ship.
Yeah, yo, dog. I heard you like ships. My name is Cartwright Exhibit, but like,
Yo,
they
dog.
did. I mean, yeah. Avast, you scurvy dog. That is also mine. But like, I mean, we've done that with pretty much freaking everything. Somebody made a big ass building. Somebody's like, I'm gonna do it bigger. We made artillery guns. Hitler was like, I'm gonna make it bigger. Planes. I mean, even warships and battleships. It's always this idea of I'm gonna do that but bigger. Count on human beings to be impressed by one thing. It's scale.
Oh yeah. But yeah, and then yeah, Unity was after that. That's the only one I didn't play because I did not have a PS3 at the time, and I know that one had problems with like being glitchy. Apparently.
Interesting.
Then Syndicate was after that. That was a fun one.
I heard that got mixed feelings. Like some people loved it, some people thought it was like meh.
I liked it, and well, yeah, it was that was also the first one where you had like more than one character.
Yeah.
Or well, it was the only one. It was the only one that you really had like 2 that you played simultaneously.
I see. Yeah, because the Brotherhood, there were multiple assassins, but you still pretty much played the one.
And then it was also, what was I gonna say? Well, and then story-wise, it was also the first game that actually introduced like another artifact of the like the First Peoples.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever, because that one had the like the Shroud of Jesus or whatever. That was actually like a
the Shroud of Turin.
Yeah. That was actually something more than that.
It was that, but more.
Yeah. And you literally had to fight somebody using it, and that was not fun. Think like some old English statesman sending laser beams at you.
Nice.
Be gone. It was nasty.
Which, really goes to show Jesus was like holding back the reins. Like, yo, Jesus, just melt everybody with your lasers. Nah. That's not why I'm here, dog.
Yeah. But and that one was I know after this game, I think whoever was responsible for whoever was responsible for the gameplay, they like switched their team or whatever. Because Origin was after that, and it was completely different. If that makes sense. Like they got rid of the
like a whole bunch of mechanics.
Yeah, they completely got rid of the teammate mechanic or whatever, where you whistle for another assassin to take somebody out. You couldn't like hire a gang of people to do stuff.
Oh yeah, that had been around
since
like that too.
Yeah, and then they completely got rid of like the whole thing where you had to like kind of pick and choose your handholds to climb up stuff. It was just like, okay, you can basically climb up almost anything.
It was like super climb.
Yeah, but also like the enemies were a lot harder. Like you couldn't just sit there and block all day.
Yeah.
Anymore.
You couldn't one. Yeah, one you could do that.
Although Origins, you still had a shield, so you could kind of still do that. Oh, and they also took away like the chain kill thing that you used to be able to do.
Oh god, that was so. I loved chain killing.
Yeah, when like you would get one, it's like, all right, well now everybody's dead. Cool.
Yeah.
Couldn't do that. But yeah, and then Odyssey is where I'm at right now, which you can't actually block in that game, so even harder. you can like parry, but it's like one of those timing bullshit type of things.
It sounds like with Origins they wanted to make it scale to be like a more difficult game, like a challenge. They didn't want it to be just like some AAA like play through it and blah.
Oh, it was a challenge, especially once you got to like the elephants, the war elephants. Those were a bitch. But and then also, what was cool with Origins is they switched like the modern day character to somebody new, especially since after Revelations, like the main guy was dead anyway. But and then they also kind of got away from the whatchamacallit?
The Animus?
No. But like the character you have, the character that you kind of play technically or whatever,
Devin,
has like. No, that was the first guy was Desmond.
Desmond. Oh well. Oh, I'm saying that's what it was Desmond. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the new guy is obviously somebody different. So who? Yeah, you're
new
going
girl
into that.
actually.
Ooh. Well, there you go.
But yeah,
I'm
no,
not sexist. I just didn't play the game.
No, but yeah. So the lady that you play was actually like a she was part of Abstergo, the bad guys, and then like she managed to build her own portable Animus type of thing, and then they kind of like kicked her out, and then eventually started trying to kill her or whatever. So that's kind of like you're sort of
checks out with bad guy logic.
Yeah, but like you're not even really part of the assassins yet,
right.
Although you've been approached by them. But then yeah, in the games that they're doing now, is she's kind of piecing together like the people who kind of like found and interacted with the like the first race before the Assassin's League actually existed.
Right. That's and that's why that's why they're using that to justify the scope, because then they can do Valhalla and be like, oh yeah, sure, maybe the Vikings were after these people, but they were a different place of time, so they could have had an independent realization, or this or that. Valhalla actually was like, I was like this close to getting Valhalla, and then I was like, I barely have time. I have so much crap I'm doing. I'm
still considering it, but
I would
same problem.
It's like I totally would play it, to be quite honest. I'm not opposed to playing it. I may do it someday at my own chagrin, but for now, I don't see it happening. However, that said, I've been playing a new game called The Ascent. Just came out.
Yes, I saw that.
It is
The top down
so,
thing.
oh yeah, it's top down, so
Yeah.
it's like a twin stick shooter. Um, Let me just start by saying it is fucking gorgeous. Like, holy shit. Like, you could probably play this game on, if you have a computer with on any system with any lower or higher settings. But if you can play this on max settings in any capacity, or play it on like next gen, do it, because oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. And the atmosphere is incredibly well designed, because it's not only this like, you feel like you're constantly immersed in this ancient city, or like this, cyberpunk city. It's like you're getting all of these like little subtle pickup vibes, like every place looks unique, everything looks thought out, looks planned. The crowds of people look totally organic. You can literally bump into them and they get pissed off at you. The they make up for the fact they can't record gajillions of voice lines pretty well. I mean, everything is just like mwah, like chef's kiss. Is just beautiful. Combat is pretty straightforward. It's definitely very fast paced. So even though there are times where it's like, this feels straightforward, it is just, it keeps you on your feet. So it's enjoyable, at least in that way. The skill system, I haven't really seen a whole lot of it, like, of me being like, oh yeah, I'm so glad I leveled up that skill, dog. Like, I don't feel like I'm seeing those impacts. I know that they're there. Just because it's math and mechanics, and I've definitely fought enemies that are like our higher level, and I'm like, oh, I'm not as good as them. And the storyline is actually pretty damn well written, and when there is actual voice acting, it's really good. I mean, overall, I would agree with probably what most ratings out there are giving it, and give it like an 88 to a 90 if you're putting it on a 100 scale. Like, it's absolutely fantastic, totally worth getting. And the soundtrack is, oh my gosh, total, just like Ridley Blade Runner, just like this, like the droning neat, like, synths of like, you are depressed but this is cool.
Nice. I have yet to try Steam on this system, but I'm sure it'll work just fine.
Oh, you have no problem.
Yeah. Which means I also I still try out Battlefleet Gothic with a computer that actually works on it.
Battlefleet Gothic 2 is hella fun. It is hard. Some people get it and like they know how to play Battlefleet Gothic, and I'm one of those things where it's like, it's one of those moments where I'm like playing a game and I'm like, I could go back in time and be an army commander and like be okay. Like, I might have a bad scrap or two in the beginning, but I'd get it because I have all this advanced knowledge and blah blah blah. Anything involving navies or boats, I'm like, nope. Spaceships, nope. I'm bad at that shit. Dogfighting, maybe. Anything else? Nope. I can't do it. I'm terrible at it.
I don't know. My problem was I was able to figure it out, but my system was just too slow to handle it. So by the time I was able to like kind of get my chips to do stuff, it was too late.
Yeah.
But no, I think after I managed to play through Odyssey, well, I got to go back and finish Fallout 4 for the vids.
The vids.
And then it's gonna be going back into Doom, I think, because I haven't played that through with the
Ancient Gods.
Yeah, the expansions that came out.
I know. I haven't finished the expansions yet either. I need to go back and do that. Ugh.
That was gonna be good. And yeah, even Odyssey had a ton of expansions that came out too that I never got to. That look fun.
Nice.
It's all like
different myths.
Well, I think part of it's the like the Persians come back. So you get to deal with that. Yeah, 'cause it takes place after the Peloponnesian War, whatever the one that 300's based off of.
That's the first That's the
It's either first or second.
That's the second Persian War.
Yeah, so it's like maybe a generation or two after that.
Yeah, so you'd hear about the stories that would have been pretty fresh in people's minds then. The Peloponnesian Wars were the wars between the city-states in Greece,
Or
where Thebes
something
and
like
Athens and Sparta and Corinth were all like, hey, you know how we were all just on each other's team before? Fuck
not
you
anymore.
guys. Yeah.
Something with a P.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they also I think in some of the expansions too, you go to like you end up in Olympus and Hades or something like that as well.
Ooh.
Which is and that's also one of the things that they've been doing with the newer games with the whole mythological things is those are actually
First peoples.
yeah, they're actually like you're kind of going into like a virtual mainframe template of theirs somehow.
Oh, interesting. Like stepping into an AR room like in Star Trek.
Right. Because
Oh,
they
cool.
also they also did that with the expansions for Origins, where you stepped into like different realms of what you believe to be the gods, but you kind of sort of like your dude like kind of had the idea that like oh this is actually sort of something else. But I mean you still get your ass kicked, of course.
It's still dead.
Yeah. But then yeah, even like the main part of I know the very end of Origins, like after you or not Origins of Odyssey, like after you killed off all the conspirators or stuff like that, then you kind of started getting into the first people stuff where you meet your father who's actually like half ancient.
Oh, damn.
And you have to put you actually the end of that game is you actually put together the Orb of Eden.
Oh, nice.
And the different pieces are actually they're actually protected by like the Sphinx and Medusa,
Yeah.
and the Cyclops and stuff like that. But then
Nice.
those are actually technically like golem constructs
Right.
of the first peoples. So good times.
It's a cool way of explaining the source of mythology for different cultures.
Like Medusa was the hardest one.
I heard that she was a whole bit. I remember when that game came out. I distinctly remember a whole bunch of videos like how to beat Medusa.
It's just a lot of running.
Yeah.
Shooting arrows.
Checks out.
And I also there's plenty of other games I want to play too. Like I still kind of want to play the Avengers game
Oh yeah.
they came out with, because they've still been putting out updates for that as well, just like adding more stuff in. So I'm sure that's
Doing well
just
enough anyway.
huge. And then, like we were talking about before, they got the Guardians game coming
Yeah.
out
Might be worth it just to wait
as
for
well.
that.
I'm sure they're gonna have like plenty of updates in that too,
Oh yeah.
especially if they follow the comics, because there's a lot more than just like that core group
Oh yeah.
that kind of go through. So who knows?
Who knows?